So if you're a foreigner, you are in Japan, maybe you came with your couple, or maybe you find someone to get married here and you're going to have a baby and you're worried. What's your worry? You worry about the money, you worry about documentation, or something else. So as a foreigner, I had 2 babies born in Japan, so that's why I have some experience today I want to share with you. And one of them already started a school, so it means I have passed the first kind of hard time related to the kids in Japan. So first of all, as soon as you know you have a baby, go to your ward office or go to your health insurance center and tell them that you have a baby. So they will give you the documents and you will need to fill those documents, and you will also have kind of a report from the hospital or clinic proving that your wife is pregnant and you're expecting a new child. So you will get all those documents. It will help you in the future to proceed with your documentation, to proceed with your hospital, to proceed with your all checkups and kind of stuff. Inside that documents, there's also kind of a colorful kind of notebook, where in each page it's one type of it's kind of a payment. So if you go to the clinic or if you go to the hospital and they check your wife, they will take 1 sheet or 2 sheets according to the day's checkups. They will take those sheets and your fee will be cheaper. So if you have arrived in Japan, get the Kokumin Kinko Hoken, which is a national insurance. It's not that much. Me and my wife, we were spending around 1,900 yen per month. With 1 kid, it was around 3,300, and I think right now it's around 3,900. 2 kids, mother and father. So I think this is the most important thing, because if you don't have insurance, it's quite expensive to have medical checkups and treatment in Japan. So this is the first. And by the way, if you are going to have a baby, there's several points that you can benefit from. So one of them is government or the insurance is spending around 400,000 yen for your birth giving, just for that. And there are some hospitals do it for free for the families with low income. At the insurance center, they will give you a list if you'll ask about it, and on that list you can check the names of the hospitals who do this kind of service. So it means if you are going to have a baby, the money that will be spent for the hospital will not be given to hospital, but money will be given to you. So how to do it? You find a hospital and you go and talk with them. Either you go to the hospital from the beginning for the checkup, and at the end the baby birth is done there, or you can negotiate and have checkups in one hospital and maybe last 1 or 2 months checkups and birth at the free hospital. And the government doesn't send the money for birth giving directly to the hospital bank account, but to your bank account. So you can benefit and get around, as Japanese say, 40万yen for the baby birth. Another thing is fee that you get. It's a one-time payment. Government is giving around 50,000 yen for every baby when they are born. It doesn't matter if you're foreigner or Japanese, you all get it. Also that 40万yen, 400,000 yen, you also get it. It doesn't matter if you are foreigner or if you are Japanese. In my case, I didn't take the chance of getting the baby birth at a free hospital, so all that money went to the hospital. But if you really want to save that money, don't spend money for the birth giving, you can get that money. So there's a chance maybe to make some extra money when you have a new baby. So that's one thing. And another thing about the insurance is when you get your baby born, next 3 years, when your child is 3 years old, until your child is 3 years old, every month you are being paid 15,000 yen per month, and you get it paid 3 times in 1 year. So February, June, and October is the time when you are getting paid all those fees. So if you have a new baby born, every 4 months you will get around 60,000 yen for your child care. And after the year of 3 until 18 years old, I think, you get around 10,000 yen per month. So that is decreasing a bit, but you still get money for child care. So if you are a family with low income, it's some kind of a support to you from the Japanese government and Japanese insurance system. So this is something that you can benefit from. This is more about like an insurance part and how you can benefit from the insurance as a foreigner or as a student who is a family living in Japan. And another thing is about the hospitals. In Japan, the system is a bit different than in our countries, because in our country you can go to any hospital you like and they will accept you. Here it's a bit different, because first of all you have to go to a small clinic. They will do the checkups or they will do all the procedure, and after a while they will say, okay, we will give you a recommendation letter so you can go to a bigger hospital and have your checkups there, more detailed, better doctors. Actually, it's not about just being better doctors. Like if you go to a small clinic, there's maybe 1 or 2 doctors who are doing checkups. In my case, the second baby, we went to 5 medical institutions, like 2 clinics and 3 hospitals. I would say the biggest one was Hokkaido University Hospital, and kind of the best one I would say was that, in the meaning that there were 4 or 5 doctors doing all these checkups. So if there was an issue, it's not one doctor deciding, it's like 3, 4, 5 doctors coming together, discussing and deciding, so which is kind of giving you a better option in your case to have treatment. In my country, we get used to have one doctor to meet with you, so that doctor knows all your history. Anything happens, you are calling them. You are calling your own doctor, and you can call them anytime almost. But here in Japan, you are the patient of the hospital. So anything happens, you don't call the doctor but the hospital, and there's all the time a person who is on duty that can take care of you. So this is kind of a different system than in our countries. That's why you can take kind of a lot of benefits from this system and Japanese medical system. So if you have arrived, don't worry, nothing is going to happen. Troublesome. So you do your documentations with your new baby born and your pregnancy documentations, and then get your insurance for your baby and for the mom, as well as get for yourself as if you're a husband, and keep on track of your checkups, and keep in mind that you can have a free birth giving, and after that you can get the money for the birth giving for yourself as well. And if you want the list of the hospitals who do that, you can ask it at the insurance center. So this is more about at the beginning, how it's happening. And after the baby is born, it's coming more kind of responsibility part. I mean, first baby that I had, we had some kind of a small trouble. What happened is, I didn't know that you have to announce to immigration office that a new baby is born and you want to do the procedure. I was thinking they will send us some letter, because we did a documentation at the ward office. So I was thinking ward office will announce it to the immigration, and then from immigration I would receive a letter. No one didn't tell me anything about this, so I was kind of walking blind in this area. And after two months, I get a knock on my door. 3 officers from the immigration, 1 translator, and 1 immigration worker. They came to my room and they said, there's a criminal, kind of a person who is living without a visa in your home. And they said it's my baby, and she was just 2 months old. We went to the immigration and procedure started. Thank God everything went well and we didn't have any issue. But it was a headache. It took us 6 months to do all the procedure and wait for the results to come out. So that's why, in order to avoid that, as soon as your baby is born, go to the immigration office and tell them that you have a new baby. They will give you all the documents. So you won't live the same stress that I lived when I had my first baby. From the day baby is born, next 60 days is the amount of time you have to announce that you have a new baby to the immigration office. And they will give you needed documents that you need to fill. And also you need to go to the ward office to register the new baby, get the birth certificate, and do the procedure as well. So these are the 2 important procedures that you need to do as a foreign student. Japanese do know it, we don't know it, so I'm trying to inform you so you don't have the issues that I lived with my own case. So get the immigration, get the ward office. So these are next steps that you should do as soon as you get a baby. And when your baby is born, you you go to register at the insurance center for your baby. You'll get 2 types of insurance cards. One is a normal small card that you get for adult people as well. Another one is, in my case, it's the Kita ward office, North ward office. They are giving us pink. I think this year it's still pink. Kind of an insurance, a bigger one for the kids, and it's also Jido Teate, which is that I have already mentioned about getting 15,000 yen per month fee. So that's also kind of a proof for that. Also, that's also kind of an insurance. So you'll have 2 insurance for your baby. And when you go to the hospital, show both of them. So you'll have less payment for your baby's health and medical treatment. So these are important points. By the way, I already had this issue with my own case. I want to help you to tell you that you can avoid this. When your baby runs out of the resident card, they also stop that 15,000 yen payment. So it means if your baby is going to hit the baby's resident card is going to expire in the next 2 months, get your new resident card, apply for it. Don't wait like when it will be giri, when it will really like 2 or 3 weeks left. Otherwise, it will cut down your registration at the ward office. You will need to renew it, so the money that you're going to receive will be less. So keep it in mind. That's the important point about the registration. And when your baby is 3 years old, you can take your baby to the kindergarten, to any public kindergarten that's within your area. One thing is kind of out of example, which is if both parents work, you can take your kids to a nursery. So you have to prove that you are a student or you are working, and your wife is also either working or student. So you both are busy people. You can't take care of your kid all the time. You need someone to help you. Then you can ask for a nursery in your area. So they will take your kid and take care of your kid. I think it's from the time when you can feed the kid with a powder milk, I think. So that's the time you can apply for that. I know several people who already did, and they have no issue. In my case, my wife wasn't working, so we started applying for a kindergarten when my daughter was 3 years old. It's also again goes through the ward office. So you'll go to the ward office, you'll talk with them, they will give you a list of the kindergartens that you can pick from, and then go and apply. And they will have a lottery and tell you when the lottery will be done, and then tell you the results. If your baby was picked for the lottery or not. In our case, no problem at all. There was empty space. We were able to be chosen through the lottery to the kindergarten, and for the next 3 years we proceed with that kindergarten. In most Japanese kindergartens, there are not that many foreigners. Maybe if the kindergarten is around Hokkaido University, you'll be lucky to have some foreigners in the kindergarten. Foreign kids, I mean. So your baby can socialize with those kids as well. So in my case, it was in Kita 24. It's a good place actually. Maybe expectation is a bit different. In my country, in the kindergartens, they teach the kids poems and some kind of drawings and kind of stuff. In Japan, it's more about the playing outside and doing some kind of activities. It's more about the kind of a physical part, I would say. That's what I felt like. And in the kindergarten, again, you get the documentations from the kindergarten, and you fill them, and then you pass them. That's how it happens. It's not too difficult. If you are having any difficulty, you can either ask us. We can help you with filling the documents, or inside the Hokkaido University, there's a student support desk. You can go there, and they will help you with the documentation as well. They can translate for you. They can call if you need to call someone. Also, some kindergartens, they're strict with the food. Keep it in mind when you're going to proceed with the kindergarten. Ask them about the food part as well. I am a Muslim, so in my case, we were asking about what kind of foods they're going to eat and if we can bring bento or not. So these kind of topics, we talk with them. And if you don't know how to speak in Japanese, if you don't speak in Japanese, you can ask for the ward office to help you with a translator. There are groups of translators who are helping foreigners to talk with the local facilities about the school, about the kindergarten, about the hospitals. So you can ask for help, and it's for free also. So these are the stuff that I wanted to talk about: the insurance and about your kindergarten, and about the payments that you get for your baby and for your medical treatments. And also, I already talked about the clinics and hospitals. As I said, in Japan, the system is a bit different. So you have to go to a small clinic first, and then from the small clinic, you'll get a recommendation letter for a bigger hospital. And difference is, in a small clinic, they will have less equipment, they'll have less doctors. So it will be kind of an initial step for your checkups and for your medical treatment. For more sophisticated stuff, you'll be transferred to a bigger hospital. I have already experienced at Sapporo City Hospital, Jeico Hospital at Toyohiro, and Hokkaido University Hospital. I would say all of them are quite professional. They have several doctors who are doing the checkups, and price-wise, it depends if you have an insurance or not. More or less, you are paying almost the same amount of money in all of those facilities. Maybe clinics is a bit expensive, but other than that, there's not that much difference because your insurance most time is covering your fees. So this is it about the clinics and application part. Sometimes I find it difficult to fill the documents, but it will be easy for you if you keep in your mind your name is in your language or in English, and then how it's written in katakana, or sometimes they also call it furigana, your address, who you are. I mean, if you are filling in the document, are you the honnin, which is the person who is going to apply for the treatment, or you are the person's relative, husband or wife? So learn that part. Also, the address, your address in Japan. So if you know, and then contact number. Almost, if you can write all these 4 or 5 parts, you don't have any issue. So you can kind of deal with all your problems related to the documentation. This is about the documentation part at the hospitals or clinics. Okay.
Got a question here.
Yeah.
So when your baby is born in Japan, is the baby automatically become a Japanese or?
Okay, so if you're a foreigner, your wife or your husband is Japanese, you can apply for citizenship for your baby. But if both mother and father are non-Japanese, you are not, your baby, even though they're born in Japan, is not Japanese. So, and I think you cannot apply for it. I know several people. They tried, but they didn't get it. I didn't apply for it by myself, but this is what I get. So the rules in Japan is different. Like in US, even if you fly over US with a plane, and you get a baby born on the plane, your baby is considered as a US citizen. This thing also works in Europe. You can have baby in Germany born if you're during the trip, and your baby is considered as a German citizen. In Japan, it's not like that. You have to be a Japanese, or your couple, mother or father, should be Japanese, so the baby also could apply for a Japanese citizenship.
So it's based on the blood then. So
it's not just blood. It's also like if on the document mother or father is Japanese, citizenship is Japanese, you can apply for it. Right? So let's say you are Pakistani who was born in Japan, already got Japanese citizenship, and your baby is born, your baby also can apply for citizenship. So it's not about blood, but it's more about on the document who is father or mother. Either one of them is has a Japanese citizenship, baby can apply for the citizenship as well.
Okay, I see. So it's based on citizenship.
Yeah.
Not blood. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's it. One thing, I find it quite interesting. As I said, here in Japan, you are not patient of a doctor, but a hospital. So it means, let's say, in your country or even in my country, you can call the doctor midnight because you have been interacting with the same doctor for several years and tell him or her your situation, and they will deal with it. They will help you, they will advise with you, and you'll get your problem solved. Here in Japan, you are patient of the hospital. But I find it interesting that we were able to get 2 doctors who were kind of had good bond with us. So whenever we were having an issue related to another area, we were asking the doctor, can you advise us to go to somewhere who you know? And they will help us to direct to the person. Let's say if we go to a dentist for a long time, actually in Japan it's quite interesting. If you are having a long-time relationship with a doctor, like you are going to the same doctor for 1 year, 2 years, after a while they know you. Now you can be more personal. So we had a doctor we knew from one of the hospitals, and let's say the doctor was in a dentist part, and we had a problem with the dermatology, and we would ask, do you know anyone good in dermatology? And if they know, they would tell us, okay, here's the contacts, go talk with them, they will help you. So that's kind of a helpful part. If you'll have a good relationship with some doctors, they will help you to introduce you something that's good. So because otherwise we are kind of blind, we don't know which place is good, which place isn't. We think we are in Japan, every place is good, but to be honest, no. So you have to be careful with that part. So that's why try to have a good relationship with some doctors, and then use their connections to find better doctors in other areas when you will need them. Okay. Also, about the school part. When your baby is starting school, the Japanese government is giving 50,000 yen for the baby's school equipment if you have low income. You can apply for it at the ward office as well. So you can prove that I have less income. They will give you that money so you can buy all the needed equipment, and then books, or if you're going to buy any books, the notes, and then bag and randoseru like Japanese do buy, all those kind of stuff, you can buy them with that money. When you're applying for the your baby to start school in Japan, you'll get envelope, and inside that envelope will be a lot of documents. It will be inside those documents as well. You can apply for that. Also, about the school part, probably your baby will go to the nearest school. That's how here it works. In my case, it was Kitakuyakusho Gakko at Kita 9. It's near to the university, and it's considered one of the good universities around. Even some people move around that school so that their kids can go to that school. If you are living in this area, in the Kitaku, so that's a good place to go. That's a public school. No money is needed. Sometimes every month they take fee for the equipment that kids use at the school. It's not big amount. Maybe it's like 300 yen or 600 yen. And if they will have some trips, maybe in that trip case, they will ask you money for the bus fee. That's it. So you don't pay a lot of money. And education quality, it depends from your expectation. I would say it's not bad. Kids learn what the other Japanese people do learn. There's no discrimination. I didn't feel any discrimination. So that's kind of interesting part related to the schools. And you will get an invitation letter from the school for a day to apply for the school. It's interesting that the day for application to the school, the day to visit the school, and the day to start the school is kind of 3 different days. In my country, application day is 1, and then you go to the ceremony. After the ceremony, they have the whole day classes start. Here in Japan, it's a bit different. So that's why keep it in mind. And the school in every kind of place starts depending from their own schedule. It's not a standardized system in Japan. Even universities are like that. So this is related to the schools. I have tried to give as many details as possible, but if you have any question, you can ask under the comment part, even if this live is finished. So we will answer your questions. So this is it for today for your raising a baby in Japan and having baby in Japan. Maybe I forgot some details. I've tried to cover as much as possible. For the next time, I'm going to talk about how to use an ATM in Japan. I'll just say one small example. Like I think I've talked about it in the previous videos. I didn't know how to write on my bank book all the procedures that were done before. So most time I would put 1,000 yen into the ATM and put my bank book so that it will write. And then after 7 years, I learned that there's a button for it. You don't need to put any money in your bank account. You just push that button, put your bank book, and it will be written in it. So maybe you are also struggling in that kind of situation. I know some people who are struggling just to send money from one bank account to another bank account, even within same bank. I'll try to give as much information as much as possible about how to use the ATM, how to send the money, how to use your bank book, and how to pay the money. So these are different stuff. Hopefully it will help you to relive your life in Japan.